Another Monday morning, and it's cold but beautiful and sunny. The weekend was nice as well. I got a little bit of planting done. My wife bought some palm, but they wouldn't fit in the car, so I had to pick them up. They've been sitting at the house. I got those planted yesterday, and some chrysanthemums, I think. Little brightly coloured flowers that she likes to plant in amongst the other plants. She bought 4 of those, so I got those planted as well. Aside from that and laundry, I didn't get much done. I took the chance to get all of the cans that I collected put through the recycling, $17. I bought myself some new work shirts, 2 pairs of work pants, so I've now got plenty of work pants that fit because I've gotten a little bit bigger since COVID. That was the weekend. Oh, also got the roof racks installed on the truck, which brings me to this now. I am going to stop and get the timber for year 12 timber. 2 of the students have bought their stuff through Bunnings, or ordered their stuff through Bunnings basically, so I'm going to stop and pick it up. If you saw the other video where I said I'd stopped and found out that they were 5.4 metre lengths, that was way too long. I've worked out how I can best cut down the timber to sizes that are needed by the 2 students, because they're both getting the same stuff. I'm going to put them on the roof racks, and it's still pretty long. The shortest piece required is about 3.9, and that's a long overhang. I have one of my roller supports for timber when I'm using the drop saw strapped into the back of the ute on the tailgate, so I can lift it up and support the timber. Little janky, but it'll stop it from bouncing around. There's not going to be a lot of weight on there. My back was a bit sore yesterday. This morning, it's giving way on me if I bend over. Something's decided to pinch very lower back and through my pelvis, and I've got sciatic pain going down both legs. Not comfortable. I've actually put on my back brace today. Certainly helped with the weakness, but not with the sciatic. Already messaged work last night and the other deputy that I was going to be stopping to get the timber, so I may be late. I should be there by 9, but I definitely won't be there by muster. Cut the timber down if they won't do it for me there. Well, that was a challenge and a half. The good part was the timber that I was buying was not 5.4 long, it was 5.7, so it allowed a little bit more leeway. But when I was looking at the pricing of the kids' stuff, because only one of the kids told me they wanted 140 by 19, the other one just said I need 3.9 metres. When I looked at the price, it was close to the price for the 90 wide. Been over 2 months since they worked out their price, their costing and everything, and decided what they wanted to order, but I couldn't get it until they paid. The 90mm wide has gone up by $1 per metre, and the 140 has gone up $3 a metre. I ended up getting like 2 of the 140s and 2 of the 190s, sorry, 2 of the 90s, 2 2.4 out of the construction pine, and 2 4.8s out of the construction pine. I was going to cut them down. When I realised I was only going to be getting like the 140 for one kid and the 90 for the other kid, I wasn't sort of cutting to suit each student. And I've got more than what they need for it out of the timber, just because of the length of those. I just thought I'm just going to throw the 4.8s up on the roof, and the 5.7s can sit on top of that. The 4.8, because their structural pine will stop the others from bouncing. The Merbau sticks out about maybe 500mm ahead of the pine there, and then whatever's left out of the back. I got my flag out the back, tied to the roof racks nice and secure, one strap out the back to stop it from bouncing. Just as I was doing my last little tie-up, my dodgy brace, the timber support, I stripped the thread out of it, so I couldn't use that. And I was trying to figure out a way, and I went and saw the guy out in the yard bit and asked if they had any scrap bits of pallet wood or something like that might be about 1.2 long. I needed 1.13 to fit between the bed of the truck and the timber, and I looked at this big green bin that just had piles of just junky looking timber, which is the stuff that's usually under everything when they strap it for the trucks. And I said, what about that stuff there? And he goes, oh yeah, grab one of those. So I went and grabbed my tape measure, and it was 1.15. Took my support thingy out, strapped the bit of timber to the back of the tray bed instead, jammed it under the timber at the top, pulled that strap down nice and tight. It's not going to bounce. I definitely want to have something more permanent for the back like that. My back is killing me. But because of all that mucking around, I'm going to be later than I thought. So I'm not going to get to school by 9. It's 5 past now. The other deputy said, all good, see you when you get here. And the weather's meant to be great today, so I'll just leave everything on the truck. If I thought my way of supporting the timber before was janky, this is even worse. Well, at least one thing I know, it won't come down. Got that piece of timber really strapped in there. It ain't going anywhere. I had to try and kick it to move it. The week has begun because of that. One of my staff said, that's a lot of beard. Yeah, it is. Because I got my mask on at work all the time, I never see it. These late finishes are getting a little bit ridiculous. 20 to 6. I've still got to unload the truck. As you can see, this was my bodgy job at keeping the timber supported. But I'll just get all this untied, and I'm just going to slide it all into there before I leave. So that is the timber for 3 of my students. They can open the door still with that there. That was our pine order from the other day. I'd like 3 metres or lengths at the longest. And they've sent me stuff that just fits in the storeroom. Up in the workshop, just had a single with year 12. There's the 2 that were working today, and they've actually got stuff marked out. So we'll be able to have our double tomorrow, where they can start cutting and gluing. Wednesday afternoon, and just finished with year 12, we've had our double. And while they were working, I wanted to try and get the disc sanders set up again. This one, our brand new sander, it is so much trouble to get a new disc on and a disc off. It's working fine. The sanding disc is just a little bit off, but you had to get the table up and off. This had to come off. This had to come off just so that you can get it at, and it only gives you like, see this little space here? That much room to get the disc down and in. So that was annoying. However, not nearly as annoying as this one, because it's got 2 little grub screws here and the Allen keys have gone missing. So I might have to bring mine in, because that one there's got no sanding on it at all. I got friction burn before my fingers got sanded on it. The 2 year 12 girls were here. One got her timber, and you see little chalk marks on it. She got it basically marked out. Worked out that she had enough timber, because the timber yard just sent it as a, we think it'll fit into this, so she could do it. And that's my other student's one. It's going to be a shelf and has some shelves coming out off the front. That's all dominoed and glued. She drew it on there first so she could figure out where the dominoes needed to go. It's now after 4 and I'm going. Friday evening, heading home from work. Been a very busy and eventful 2 days. I had 12 timber yesterday in the morning and the students did get further along. I couldn't do a recap at the end of that lesson because I had to get down to a parent interview. One of the students who's making the shelf, she got onto using the router to do housing joints. First time she's used a router and she did a really good job. Went a little bit offline on one of them, but we were able to correct that because it wasn't that much. The other one was still working out the best way to get the materials that she needed out of the material she had, making sure that she was allowing for waste and what spare she had and that sort of thing. So in the next lesson, which will be Monday, fingers crossed, she'll probably start getting her timber into the thicknesser. She's working to try and get the thickest that she can out of what she's got. Hopefully we can plane it down without losing too much of the thickness. The boards are all pretty straight, which is good. No bows or warps or twists and that sort of thing. Didn't get to have 12 construction today. I saw some of them beforehand and said that I may not be able to get there because I was expecting some people to come up to the school that I needed to see. Then period 5, I had some students that I was looking after that I had to have up in the office and therefore couldn't take my class again. So that was unfortunate, but I guess the lucky thing with year 12 is that I have them each Friday. So we've missed this one, but we should be able to get the next one. Year 11, I only have once a cycle, so once every 2 weeks, and they missed out this time around because of the trade readiness course that was being run. It was being run at that time, and quite a number of my kids were doing that course. Quite an eventful couple of days, and I'll just leave that at that. We're all here trying to do the best for the students. Some days can really take their toll on you. Yesterday was one of those days. Weekend, 2 days to relax, prepare for next week.